In this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I would train as a busy guy if I only had 3 hours per week to spend in the gym. Now, the reason why I think that this is going to be hopefully really insightful, hopefully really useful for a lot of you guys, is because this is actually sometimes genuinely all guys have when it comes to training. And the good news is that is more than enough to get amazing results. There is a big misconception out there now that you need to be training 6, 7 days per week, 5, 6, 7 days per week to get great results, right? Because this is what, bodybuilders have been sharing that they've been doing, or people in men's health magazines. So it creates this false expectation to people that, oh, well, I can't commit to that, so there's no point in training whatsoever. Whereas like the busy guy fitness way of training now is 3, 4 sessions per week. 45 minutes to an hour, going in with a clear, concise game plan so that you can go in, get the most out of that training session and go and do your busy shit. Go and live your busy life. Go and make money. Go and work hard on your career. Go and see your family. Go and tuck your kids into bed, right? Help make breakfast for your kids, help make breakfast for your wife. All the things that you want to do, right? Be a good partner, be a good businessman. You can do those things whilst having a great physique and spending enough time to be able to build an amazing physique when you have the right plan. Now, whether you decide you've got 3 hours, whether you decide you've got a little bit more, I think most guys could probably squeeze in maybe even another hour into there if they really try, if they prioritized it enough. But even if we just have simply 3 hours of gym per week, this is exactly what you need to do to make the most out of that time so that you get the job done, you build a great physique, and you work on what's actually important and what you want to be doing, where you want to be spending your time. So 3 days is absolutely fine. Now, this goes without saying, but the absolute focus of how you should be setting up your training is obviously resistance training. Okay, guys, you should not be spending 3 hours a week doing cardio. That is just absolutely ridiculous. That is not what you should be doing at all. You need to be spending your time building muscle, building your metabolism, building your future engine. That is realistically what the best use of your time as a busy guy wanting to be in the best possible shape as he starts to get older and have health, have longevity. You should be lifting weights. I'm not saying don't do cardio, okay? You might do cardio, you might play golf, you might play sports, you might play football, you might play rugby, you might do other things that cause you to be able to do a little bit of cardio. And if you don't, you can probably build a little bit of cardio into the routine as well. Because I do think that it's important to be healthy and have good heart health and good blood pressure, which often does come down to doing a little bit of CV work as well. But I'm talking here to the busy guys that are like, I've got 3 hours in the gym. What can I do to walk around with a lean body composition, feel great, look great, and actually be able to sustain a good look all year round? And that is going to be lifting weights with the right structure and the right game plan. It's exactly what we give to all of our clients that are in this position right now. So I would break my training down on this. This is exactly what I would do if I was in that position at the moment. I would train 3 days per week, and I would train Monday, I would train Wednesday, and I would train Friday. Monday, I believe you never miss a Monday. I believe that you should start your week doing something hard and doing something that works on yourself. And training is an absolutely great way to stay grounded. So you should be getting that first session done, going and training on a Monday. If you really can't train on a Monday, obviously you can train on Tuesday. It's not like the most important thing ever, but I just think starting off your week with the right intentions after a weekend is a massive mindset shift. So you get that first session done Monday. Session number 2 gets done Wednesday. So you have a rest day Tuesday, which means your body can recover from Monday's session. If you train hard, you're probably gonna need that recovery, right? And then Wednesday, midweek, bam, we go smash session number 2. Works really well. Thursday's another rest day. So again, recovering from Wednesday session. Friday, we get the third session done. Boom. 3 sessions done, all before the end of the week, which means that you can then go and enjoy your weekend. You can stay active, you can get out, you can go get your steps, you can go play golf, go for nice long walks with the family, but you don't need to go to the gym, right? You got the weekends to yourself, because a lot of people don't want to necessarily have to worry about the gym at the weekend. Some people do, it's completely dependent, right? Some people want to just be able to chill at the weekend and be able to relax. They don't have to worry about going and getting a gym session in. That's how you should set your training up as a busy guy. And in those sessions, you can be absolutely done in 1 hour, 45, even in 45 minutes, but I think if we're training full body, probably got to allow an hour, so there's a little bit more warming up that has to go into those sessions. But there's 3 hours per week. Guys, that's 1% of your entire week that you have spent working on yourself, your body, your future health. There is no one that can tell me that they do not have 1% of their week to prioritize their body and themselves. And if you genuinely don't feel that you can and you can't, you are not seeing this as a priority. It's not because you don't have the time, because we make time for the things that we prioritize as guys, right? So we need to be making sure we prioritize our health and our body. How would I set those sessions up? So what I would do to start off with is I would make sure I follow a full body training split. This is the most effective way to train. Okay. If you are a guy that really wants to build his upper body and you're kind of not as bothered about your legs, right? You could sometimes maybe alter between like an upper body, a lower body, maybe on the midweek session, and then an upper body. I actually do program that for a few guys, but I think if you are really time strapped and you want to get the real most benefit, doing 3 full body sessions. So each one of those sessions, you're hitting each body part, chest, back, shoulders, a little bit of arms as well. So we're getting leg day in there. We're not missing that. Okay, that's pretty much how we'd want to be setting our training up. And ideally, the way that I would look at it is I'd be trying to do at least kind of 2 big compound movements per exercise, a couple of kind of mid-ground ones, and then a few isolations at the end. And if you have got time, possibly a bit of core work, maybe if you could do a little bit of HIIT or cardio, that's fine. If you maybe wanted to push past the hour and you've got an extra time, you could do a little bit of cardio. But realistically, that's not necessary. 2 compounds you want to be going in the gym and doing, I think on a Monday, let's say I always used to love starting off with a big push movement. Monday's always typically been a bit of a push day, chest day Monday. So you're going to want to prioritize a pushing movement for that first session. That could be a bench press. I probably wouldn't do a flat bench press, my honest opinion. I think there are better exercises out there. Let's say an incline dumbbell press might be a brilliant choice for you. That's your compound. Maybe the second exercise you do, maybe would be like a pull-up, maybe be a row, even a leg exercise. You know, you could decide that you want to go and do a squat or something like that. And then obviously the rest of the session, you're hitting each body part at least once, so that you're doing around 6 or 7 exercises per workout. Around about 90 seconds to 2 minutes rest in between each set. So when we actually calculate this across, it should take about an hour, around maybe 10 minutes per exercise, even with the warming up as well. And some of the more isolation exercises, you'll probably only need to be taking about 60 seconds. Now you're doing some lat raises or some arm curls, you don't need to be taking a long amount of break between those exercises to kind of recover and be able to go again. So you kind of listen to your body on that. Session number 2, so maybe like the midweek one, I would be focusing maybe on a squat movement, so a quad movement. You know, Wednesday, good time to just smash your legs. Don't want to be feeling too sore on a Saturday. Or you might be playing sport on a Saturday. A lot of our guys play golf or they play, football at the weekend. So Wednesday, we're going to prioritize a squatting movement. That doesn't have to be a back squat. That could be a Bulgarian split squat. That could be a leg press. Okay, it could be something like that that's kind of compound, but really hit your quads. And then again, the compound, you could do an overhead press, you could do a big bent over row, something like that, okay? And then the rest, again, you get the picture. You're kind of going into some more mid exercises, and then you're going into a few more isolation exercises to finish off the workout. Again, 6 to 7. And then on that Friday, I'll be prioritizing a hinge movement. That'll be my first exercise I'll be prioritizing. When I say hinge, that's going to be something like a deadlift, okay? Wouldn't really do a hip thrust if I was a guy, to be completely honest. I would just be doing some sort of RDL. You could do a hex bar deadlift, great exercise when it comes to building a strong posterior chain. That'll be my kind of first or second exercise that I'll be doing on the Friday. And then again, into your chest, into your back, into your arms, and your isolation stuff towards the end. If you train like that for 3 days and you make sure that you are progressively getting stronger across those sessions, I want to say progressively getting stronger, I mean, you're logging those sessions and you're seeing a progression and the weights are going up in those sessions, you are going to build an outstanding physique. Of course, if the other lifestyle factors are in place, diet, lifestyle, all that kind of stuff, you will be able to build, and you'll be able to build loads of muscle, you'll be able to feel incredible, and you'll be able to reach a huge part of your full potential when it comes to your physique from training just 3 days per week. And that is enough for most people to be completely happy with their body, find a really, really, really good balance with their body, feel great, look great, and actually do something that they can realistically sustain for the rest of their life. Because most people probably feel like 3 days is something that's actually quite sustainable for the long run, even during busy and intense periods, because that's what life is about. You are going to have periods like that. A lot of guys make mistakes. They think they can do 5 sessions per week. They last a couple of weeks, fall off the wagon, process repeats itself. Whereas the guy who stays the most consistent is the guy that gets the best results. And if that stay consistent doing 3 days per week, you're going to get way better results doing 3 sessions a week for 12 months than 5 sessions a week for 2 weeks on, 3 weeks off, 4 weeks on, 1 week off. Just being completely intermittent. You're never going to hit progression properly. So you've got to choose an amount of time that you can actually stick with and be consistent. But the absolute kind of summary to this video is that you can build an incredible physique from 3 hours of training per week. And I am going to put a couple of results on the screen now, a few results of guys that train 3 days per week on our program. And you would look at these and you would not believe that. For the large duration of our program, this is all these guys have committed to, right? 3 days per week, because most of your results are not made up in the gym. The gym's important, but the other lifestyle factors that come into play have a bigger influence on your body composition. Obviously focusing mostly on your diet there. So don't feel, if you can't get to the gym 4 or 5 days per week, then there's no point in trying, because you can build an incredible physique. You can be very, very happy. You can build way more muscle than other guys. You can build way more muscle than guys that train 6, 7 days per week from training 3 days per week. If you have a clear, concise, and a proper structured plan, which sees you getting the most out of every single session that you do when you go to the gym. So use what I've put in here today, guys. I'm also going to put a link below for a 3-day training program that I've given to guys before on how to build a beach body in just 3 days per week. You can hit the link, you can download it for free, have a look at it. Great, there's your structure given to you right away. Have a look at that. Make sure you hit subscribe, make sure you like this video. And as always, guys, I'm going to catch you in the next one.